In the 1960s, television was dominated by episodic storytelling, where characters were often left in the same place they started by the end of each episode. Whether it was the Robinsons being stranded lost in space, the crew of Star Trek exploring new worlds, or Scooby-Doo solving mysteries, there was little in the way of overarching narratives. This was largely due to the limitations of television at the time. If you changed too much, the premise might collapse entirely. However, a few series from that era dared to play with the formula, introducing hints of growth or continuity. One such show was Bewitched. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today we're rubbing the lamp and diving into another 1960s classic, I Dream of Jeannie. In the pilot episode, The Lady in the Bottle, astronaut Captain Tony Nelson's space capsule crash lands near a deserted island. There, he discovers a mysterious bottle and, upon opening it, releases a Persian-speaking genie who has been trapped inside for 2,000 years. The genie, Jeannie, falls in love with Tony immediately and follows him home, setting up the series' premise, a powerful, mischievous genie causing chaos for an unsuspecting astronaut. The show wasted no time establishing its comedic tone and central conflict. Tony, a grounded and rational man, tries to keep Jeannie's magical antics under wraps, especially from the ever-suspicious Colonel Dr. Alfred Bellows, who serves as NASA's psychiatrist. Bellows is perpetually on the verge of exposing Tony's secret, but always ends up foiled in hilariously convoluted ways. The dynamic between Tony, Jeannie, and the meddling Bellows forms the backbone of the show's comedy. The early episodes focused on Jeannie trying to win Tony's heart, often sabotaging his engagement to his commanding officer's daughter and throwing his personal and professional life into disarray. Over time, the show evolved, giving Jeannie more freedom outside her bottle and expanding her interactions with other characters, such as Tony's best friend and fellow astronaut, Roger Healy. Initially unaware of Jeannie's existence, Roger eventually becomes an integral part of the hijinks, sometimes even scheming to use her powers for his own selfish ends. While primarily episodic, I Dream of Jeannie occasionally dabbled in story arcs, most notably when Jeannie's evil twin sister was introduced. This scheming brunette doppelganger caused plenty of trouble, often attempting to usurp Jeannie's place in Tony's life. Another significant shift came in the 5th season when Tony and Jeannie finally married, altering the show's dynamic. Instead of hiding Jeannie's existence, the focus shifted to concealing her magical abilities from the outside world. Much like its sister series, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie offered small glimpses of character growth and evolution within its otherwise static, episodic format. The marriage arc provided a sense of resolution and progression, even if it meant sacrificing some of the series' earlier tension. Ultimately, the show remained a fun, harmless romp, delivering light-hearted escapism with a sprinkle of romance and a generous helping of magical mischief. And that's the charm of I Dream of Jeannie. But it didn't try to rewrite the rules of television storytelling, but worked within its limitations to create something delightful. It's a relic of its time, but one that still manages to entertain with its blend of humor, heart, and absurdity. In today's climate, I Dream of Jeannie is the kind of series that would never make it past the pitch stage. The idea of a female character bound to serve her master, even in a comedic, light-hearted context, would undoubtedly raise eyebrows and incite backlash from modern audiences. The master-servant dynamic between Tony and Jeannie, though harmless in execution, would be dissected for its perceived implications. It's the kind of thing that certain groups would latch onto as problematic, sparking endless debates about gender roles and outdated tropes. Thankfully, it remains a product of its time, charming, innocent, and blissfully untouched by modern sensibilities. And with any luck, it'll stay that way, safe from unnecessary reboots or reimaginings. I'm Snake Damon, and this has been The Snake Pit. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them.